Hey guys, so tell me, has this ever happened to you? You get all dolled up, ready to go for a night on the town, you're looking good, you're taking photos left and right. Then you get home, you look at your photos, only to discover, oh my God, your skin is an oily mess and the flash has bounced off of the oil and it's ruined all of your beautiful photos. Now this has happened to me way more times than I would like to admit, so I wanted to get to the bottom of it and find out not only how to treat oily skin and how to control it, but also if there's anything I could do to prevent it. And if you are new to my channel, I do happen to know a lot about skincare because my family has been in the skincare business for over 30 years. My mother is an esthetician, cosmetic chemist, and a nutritionist. As an added bonus, I'm also going to show you in this video how to make an incredibly effective, easy, and inexpensive DIY moisturizer designed for oily skin, and also how to make your own DIY mattifying powder. So be sure to stay tuned to the very end of this video if you want to see those as well. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you like skincare videos from me. I'm kind of experimenting with different types of videos just to see what you guys like the best. So definitely give me your feedback. Now, your skin produces oil in response to a certain hormone in your body called androgens. And these are the male hormone, but don't be worried, ladies, women have them as well. If you have elevated androgens in your system, it triggers your sebaceous glands, which then are going to trigger that oil production. So we want to avoid triggering our androgens if possible. Here are the internal things that you could be doing that is going to prevent excess oil production. Now, first is the diet. Your diet is reflected in your skin. If you're interested in this topic in a lot more detail, I did an entire video on it, which I will link here and will also be down below. But in terms of oil production, there are certain foods that you do want to avoid because they trigger those androgens, or in some cases, they have hormones in them that mimic those androgens that you want to avoid. Those foods are red meat, dairy, greasy fried food, and most importantly, salt, aka iodine. And iodine is hiding in a lot of our foods, especially frozen meals. If you eat those, be particularly aware and careful of your sodium intake. Now, another internal factor you want to watch out for is birth control pills. If you are a woman and you are taking birth control pills, you want to make sure that the brand you're on is not higher in androgens, which is going to further offset that hormonal balance. So there are certain birth control pills that are higher in the estrogen level, which can help balance out those hormones overall. It's kind of a loaded topic. I could do a whole video on this, but in the meantime, I will link a very good article on the topic below so you could look into that. The last internal factor that's extremely important is managing stress, because when your body is stressed, it produces cortisol. Cortisol spikes up your body's androgen production, and then that leads to more oil and a lot of times also breakouts. So in terms of managing stress, the number one thing I personally do to manage stress is take two natural supplements. They are amino acids. One is 5-HTP and one is GABA. I have mentioned these before in different videos, and that's because they're complete life changers for me. I'm not even kidding. I will list some more information on those two supplements and what they do, how they can help you below in case you're interested in those. Now, in terms of dealing with your oily skin externally, so controlling that oil, because even if you do all of the things that I've already mentioned, if you're genetically predisposed to having oily skin, you're still gonna have a little bit of oil. In terms of your skincare routine, I cannot emphasize this enough, but you want to avoid over exfoliating and over drying out your skin. When you over dry out your skin, it tricks your body into thinking that there's not enough oil, so it goes into oil overdrive, and then you're left with more oil than you started with. So just like you don't want to overwash your hair because that strips out its natural oils, which it needs, you don't want to over exfoliate and over dry out your skin. So what this essentially means that you want to do is use a gentle cleanser 2 times a day, and that's going to keep your skin nice and balanced. The next element in a skincare routine that is extremely important is to moisturize. Yes, moisturize. It is a very common misconception that if you have oily skin, your skin doesn't need moisture, but it does, because like I mentioned, the minute your skin is over dried or stripped of its oil when you're cleansing or using acne treatment products or whatever treatment products you're using, it goes into oil production overdrive. So you want to keep it naturally balanced and hydrated. And so enter super ingredient, which is called jojoba oil. Fun fact, it's not actually an oil, it is a natural wax, but jojoba oil's chemical structure is very closely related to what your skin's natural oil looks like. So when jojoba oil is on your skin, it tricks your body into thinking that there's already natural oil there, so it halts that oil production. You want to use 100% pure, organic, and cold pressed jojoba oil. And I'm gonna show you right now how to make an incredibly easy and effective moisturizer that is designed specifically for oily skin. So what you wanna do is take 1 part of your cold pressed organic jojoba oil. These tend to run for under $10, like I said, very inexpensive ingredient, and you wanna mix that with 1 part organic pure aloe vera gel. The aloe vera gel serves as a really great carrier for that jojoba oil. And there you go. It's that easy to make your own DIY moisturizer that is incredibly effective and also inexpensive, designed for oily or oily combo skin. Another skincare tip for oily skin is to use a good clay mask 2 times a week. And you want to use a clay mask that does contain other alpha hydroxy acids in it. Those hydroxy acids are going to break down gently that hardened oil, the dirt, the debris that's in your pores, and the clay is going to suck all of that out. So it's going to give you a nice cleaned out pore so that oil isn't going to get stuck and hardened on top of your skin, which then will lead to breakouts. Now, in terms of your makeup routine, there are a couple really important things that you want to keep in mind. First is always use a mattifying primer underneath your foundation. That will provide a barrier and will prevent the oil from breaking through and oxidizing your foundation. I think everyone out there pretty much will know the tip to use oil blotting sheets, but a money-saving cheat for you is, instead of shelling out for oil strips, or if you do not have them handy, you can also use toilet seat covers. Yes? Toilet seat covers. You can find these pretty much in most public bathrooms. Rip off a piece of those, use it to blot your skin, and it works pretty much as well as oil blotting sheets, and it's free. My last tip is to use a mattifying powder and keep that mattifying powder with you just in case you do see some oil breaking through. It's really easy to create your own DIY mattifying powder. So here it is. All you need to do is take a good loose powder that matches your skin tone. I'm using the Bare Minerals, and mix that with rice powder and or cornstarch. Just need a little bit in there, and that serves as a mattifying agent. It's totally natural, easy to make, and inexpensive, and it doesn't contain any bad ingredients. So there you go. Those are all of my tips and a couple DIYs in the mix for how to both prevent and control oil on your skin. I hope that you did enjoy this and that you learned something in this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and maybe even share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.
If you gave me a chance.